All right, we're back. One more time, let's try this. So, in this live, what I wanted to do is show the difference between um, Bricks Builder and not the difference between Bricks Builder, but I will talk about the difference between Bricks Builder and Divi. It's just going to naturally happen, right, as I go through this because you've been here for a little while, you know. Um, I've used Divi for a very long time. I love it. It's been great to my business. Made quite a bit of money using it, but as times change and technology evolves, I want to check them out. I want to be on the cutting edge, and I want to see what's out there because there may be something out there that's better than what I'm using, which may help things in the long term. So that's what we're doing here. I'm really walking through Bricks Builder and rebuilding my site inside of Bricks Builder. So let's jump in. I'll show you. This is the current website, and what I was showing in the build before, like I had the live was there, and I really wasn't able to. Well, I didn't have any audio. Sorry, a little distracted. Didn't have any audio, so what I'm doing now is really showing the difference between, or showing as I rebuild the website inside of Bricks Builder. And so what you see on the screen right here, right now with me is a current subpage. It's not in the navigation. It's not one of the main things, but it's there inside of my website. And it's kind of a hidden page. But when I deactivated Divi on my staging page, this is the data that kind of came through with it. So what I'm going to do is take this and rebuild these pages inside of Bricks Builder and explore it here with you all. And so we're going to take a look around the current site because I definitely have all right. So I have saved a good bit of this and already built some of it inside of Bricks. So, you can see the difference here where this is the current website. This is Redefine Creative as it lives right now. And then this is what I rebuilt in Bricks Builder. And so it's similar, but not exactly the same. So fonts are a little bit different. That's by design. The submenus are a little bit different, and that's kind of one of the limitations of Bricks Builder. Yeah, John, what's going on, man? Glad I got the audio up. I had to stop it and restart it, but I think we're good to go now. So in here, I'm really taking Bricks Builder and recreating the current version of the website that's built on Divi inside of Bricks Builder for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to compare, right? What's the speed difference between the Divi site and the Bricks Builder site? And they're mostly, like aesthetically on the front end, they're going to be very, very, very similar. A couple of small changes here and there, no doubt, but overall they're going to feel the same, they're going to navigate the same, but I really wanted to test the speed. Bricks is awesome, man. The little bit of time I've spent with it, I really, really enjoy it. I like it a lot. The builder is awesome. Kind of reminds me of Oxygen, which I did play around with for a while. It's similar in the structure and the back end and all that, which I dug, man. I think it's phenomenal. But one thing that's really strange is, it's not a Bricks Builder thing, but it's more so just a when you leave a builder thing. Excuse me, typed in the wrong one. When you leave that page, or you leave that other builder, you get these weird pages that just have all the short codes, all the weird stuff that's left behind. It's easy to clean up in Bricks. You can go in there, edit, just delete those blocks, save it, and then the page becomes just blank, which is exactly what I want. And so I'm gonna rebuild this build page just to sort of play around and kind of walk through the process and see what it looks like. So let me pop out the chat real quick. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. Perfect. So we're in the build phase. I'm going to open up Edit with Bricks. Number one thing I really like about this builder is how fast it loads. Bricks is like really solid. Like the back end is just quick. Whereas like Divi's become more bloated and slow. And I'm not on cheap hosting. Like I'm using DigitalOcean servers, like way more powerful than what they need for this one site. But again, I want it to be a little bit overkill because I want to be able to grow. And if there's a spike in traffic, I want to be able to accommodate that. but it's way overkill for the site. And Divi shouldn't be an issue. Like there definitely should be no issues. Confident another builder too. I'll be more efficient. Yeah, no doubt. The templates, like the design sets, all that stuff is really cool. I picked up Bricks Extras as well as an add-on, and see all of these here. So there's a ton of different add-ons: dynamic light box, the content switcher, a burger trigger, which is really cool. I actually use it on the mobile version that I was building here. And I'll show you in the front end actually. Let's see if I can preview it here. Nah, it may not work. Let me view it in the front end. Should be able to see it in action. I think it's, let's see. Yeah, so I built one down here. So this triggers an off-canvas menu. So this one I think looks awesome, and from a like navigation or usability standpoint, it's gonna be a whole lot better because it's lower. People can reach it on their phones with their thumb. So that part's really cool. Excuse me. So let's we'll go back to the main part, and I want to rebuild this. So I've changed the headers up a little bit. Go to redefine creative, and I'll show you. I've gone away from the check out automatic. Yeah, it's freaking great. Automatic CSS is solid. What I have on here, what I've added to the background for all of my animations is Motion Page. I started using that as well. The Motion Page is phenomenal. But I haven't done a lot of digging it on automatic CSS. And I'm not even familiar with frames. But this header I got away from. So in the builds here, I've got my templates set up. You know, I've got the child header. So it just drops everything here. Put my image or videos here. Call to action. That stuff's done. Like insanely easy. And then, I mean, sections, it's similar, such a similar thing and similar setup as Divi, where you can create individual sections. Difference is you don't have to worry about columns. You've got so much more control over this with the grid. You know, you can change these. Nice. That's a huge win right there. The display that I love here, just the flexibility, right? You can having grid in here, the way they've implemented grid, I absolutely love. I think it's insanely easy. So was it was in Oxygen as well, but I'm a fan. Right, so I'm going to delete this section and go back into my templates. So I've got this multi-column grid. So I've already got the grid set up here, and it's already set up to adjust as you go down on screen sizes. So everything just flows well, it looks good, and I can use it to recreate something like this. So again, what I was going through in the last one is what's really cool about these is that you can right click, you've got the context menu, and you can wrap something that's already here. So what I wanted to do with these two, they're currently two different, they're in one column. The column is set up as a flex column, and everything's just in a vertical list. Ooh. Yeah, I'll have to check out frames for sure. But this column is just a vertical column, right? And what I want to do is put the icon and the header side by side. So I'm just going to, like, I can right click, wrap that particular element in a div, and then drag the header to the top of that div. So now this is all one div, and I can change this to flex. I can do space between, and then I would change the width of that to 100%, and it gives me the layout that I want. So it combines those two elements into one, stretches it across the container, and then splits the difference, those elements. And whenever you shrink the screen down, it looks a lot better than this, I think. You know, it looks, it's more of the look I'm going for. Pre-built headers, footers, archive. Nice. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Talking about speed and workflow efficiencies. I'm here for it. All right, so we're just gonna do what we just did with the rest of these, the rest of the icons and headers here. So just drag them into the new div that we created by wrapping the icon. That's exactly what I want to do. All right, so I've got a div here. I'm going to make it 100% width. Go back over here, change it to flex, and do space between. It does exactly what I need it to do. Same thing here, change it to flex, space between. Oop, I don't think I did it. Space between, go to style, change it to 100% width, and then one last one, 100% width, change it over to flex, and space between. Just like that. I mean, it's super quick to build, and looks good too. So I'm actually going to exit out of this one because this page is not really active on the site anymore. But this is kind of what I'm working with. You see how, I mean, it's just quick, it's snappy, it's fast. I love it. And I'm going to start, once I get the frame of the site, ready for wireframing inside the builder and getting client. That's super, super smart, man. That's one thing I haven't done for clients is really gone in depth on the wireframes. I'm working with an agency right now for a whole different reason. And they've done style tiles, they've done the wireframes inside of Figma. And I'm like, man, that just is, it's such a process. Like, I don't want to do a wireframe in a different platform than what I'm going to build in. So this is solid. If I could wireframe and have that presentable for a client inside of what I'm already going to use and use that as building the structure, dude, I'm absolutely here for that. Because that'll just continue to speed up the process. You can drop in content into those wireframes right after that inside of the builder. Like, there we go. That's some next level stuff. I'm here for it, big time. All right, so I got to make sure that all these pages are built out. So we've got the web development page, set up a grid here. Still got to style it a little bit, but for the most part, got everything the way I want. And then contact forms, built out some accordions here. I think they look solid. Nothing earth shattering by any means, but it looks good. We're gonna go to website care. That one's here. Got to still put in some media, but overall, it's a good representation or a good recreation of what I have on my current site. So if I go to the care plan here, you'll definitely be able to see the resemblance, right? So got the header. This one's going to be a little different because, again, I changed this. Just, I don't know, every once in a while I get tired of looking at the same site, so I wanted to change it. So website care, let's go to that one. So this is more of what we're looking at in the new site as well. So got to put the media in here. We've got this, which is now this. So very, very similar. This is it on the staging site. I've got to change this, move the icons over to the right. But overall, it is very, very similar. What do you get? So we've talked about all this. And then going to go down to the pick your plan. So this is the version in Divi where you've got a few different options. The premium, man, I have not. I'll have to check that out. So Digital Ambition. Actually, you know what? Let's show some love live. Agency growth, oh, nice. No, I love this, man. First look at CSS grids and bricks. Doing some work in Bricks Builder as well. Love it. I don't know if you've checked out Design by Kraka. His channel is phenomenal too. Like, a lot of great content, a lot of motion page stuff with Bricks Builder, with Oxygen as well. Just really, really, really classy, well done tutorials. All right, so back in here, you got the table. You know, we've got the different options for the plan, the basic, the plus, and the premium, and that has been recreated here. A little bit different style. I'm still working on it. Not quite where I want it to be yet. I've got to do some different things with the borders, probably make them a little bit bigger, spread this stuff out. It's a little scrunched. I want to spread it out a little bit, but everything works here with you know, the slider. This is one of the I believe it's one of the premium add-ons that came with Bricks Extras. I have to double check. Let me go in here and I'll be able to tell you. Content switcher. So it definitely is. Yep, it's one of the Brix Extra modules. So the content switcher is awesome. You'll be able to see it live here. Oh, really? Dang, that's cool. That's way cool, man. I love it. Yeah, I've got a few projects. You know, I'm in the restaurant industry as well, the day job, and I've been really working on a project internally. You know what? Let's go off script here just a little bit. I'll show you what I've been working on there as well. It's kind of cool. It's a cool platform and one that I want to scale to restaurants in general. So basically it's a online recipe viewer, right? So this is a bad example for that one. I'm gonna go to this other one, but when you go here, I've got the you know, Google API for Google Translate tied in, so there's Spanish and English. When you log in, it's a full-on recipe viewer, and it's built in Oxygen currently, and it's all tied into the metadata on the back end, built with advanced custom fields. So like, you add a recipe, you attach it to a menu. There's a whole nother layer of access that's built in. So if you're attached to, call it one menu, you get only the recipes that are attached to that menu. If you're on a different menu, you only see the ones that are attached to this other menu on this, based on this plugin, the platform that I'm using to add to it. So what's cool is that you can customize it, you can brand it to any brand, and when you're there, you get all of the recipes, right, broken out by station, and you customize the view of it. So if you were looking at cabbage, you get a whole recipe for it, shelf life, all that stuff. So that's something that I'm thinking of on the side. Just a little side note. I think it's really cool, and I'm way excited about it. It's something that can scale and actually help out a lot of restaurants. If I'm able to get it very cost effective, I think it'll be really, really good, and offering that small mom and pop restaurants just normally can't afford. Close that one. But going back into here, really gonna get the forms built out. I've actually started using a different platform. Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff for training or anything like that can be used pretty much anywhere, dude. Like it can be custom tailored to the business. You know, with advanced custom forms, you know, you can create the options page, so that can be set up for the whole site. You can include dynamic content in it, like, you know, contact forms for anyone, right? For the support office, you can have logos, you can have taglines, you can have certain little terminologies. You know, if we didn't want to call it the recipe center, you just wanted to call it recipes, or you wanted to call it, maybe you got a cute name for your recipes, you can put that in there as a certain variable, and then just feed that to the front end. So it makes it really easy for the user as well, because someone who's managing those recipes, all they have to do is learn how to add the new recipes, and they've got to tag each recipe to a different menu. So once you add the different access, you create a new user, attach them to that access level, which gives them access to certain menus, and you're good. If they ever move menus, if they change menus from like last year's menu to this year's menu, you just change their user type, because the user type manages the access. Dude, that's right. Yeah, I'm kind of interested now. I'd love to chat more about what you're going to do in the aviation space with something like that. That'd be that'd be awesome. So I don't know if you've ever used Tally Forms, but Tally Forms is pretty cool. It's similar, kind of similar in a way to Typeform, or yeah, Typeform, yeah. So if I'm using this form, like, I can embed them, you can create your own page, but what's cool is the variables stick, right? So if I type in my name here and go in, you can pull those variables into any of your messaging. So I can keep going through here, use this as an intake form, and then bring that intake form into ClickUp, and it really dude, it just streamlines the lead generation process, right? It takes them into my sales spacing within ClickUp. I can make sure I schedule a discovery call. Once the discovery calls are planned, you just moving through the process, right? Try and get to a proposal, try and get to a contract, get that deposit, start the work. But I say all that and got off on that tangent because I need to create the forms specific to each one of these care plans. And once that's done, we'll drop them in here and we're good to go. So let me see if I've got the contact page. Yeah, that one's built. The about page, sort of built. I'm actually going to work on the about page right now. So edit in Bricks Builder, and we're going to start recreating all of this. So I'm going to save this image here. Downloads, Key Linear, Winwood. All right, so let's upload some media. So when I do that, I just click on the image, the content's over here. Yeah, definitely will, man. Mr. Blackman, what's up, buddy? You still in Louisiana, or did you head out? I think you were going to what, Tennessee? All right, so downloads. David, you're gonna you might disown me for this one, but I'm playing around in Bricks Builder, man. Trying to see what it's about and recreating the site here in Bricks. So for this one, it's simple. Like, we're gonna add another section here. What I'm gonna do is a couple of different, well, put a container in here first and foremost, and then I wanna break it into columns, which is really easy to do. This builder is phenomenal. I really, really do like it. And I'm gonna drop an image in here. And then over here is just gonna be text. So I'm gonna add a heading. And then just some text. And then on a section, yeah. So for here with the container, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna center everything vertically. And you know, in Divi, you've gotta do it with some code. You've gotta add in the margins, the auto margins. Tennessee. Hope the drive was good, man. Had some crappy weather here. It's like nasty rainy right now. So I've got the individual columns. I've got my container. I'm gonna add some space on the, some padding to it. So 25 here, put that all the way around. And just really easy to do that, you know. I love the layout. It's powerful. It's easy to use. Really not going to do it all the way around, just the top and the bottom. Yeah, it is important. You're right. If I can find a way to have a better workflow, more streamlined, quicker, I'm here for it all day, man. And the way you can save these templates and just integrate them across different platforms or different sites, it's just, dude, it's really, really next level stuff. And not to mention, their roadmap is 100% dictated by user feedback. So you can go in the roadmap and the feature requests and how many people have requested it is all right there in the public. So it's super nice. Not to mention there's motion page on top of it. So like the animations you have in Divi are awesome. They are a little bit limited. And then the animations in motion page are completely limitless. I mean, it's really, it comes up to what you can think, what you can imagine. If you can think it in your head, you can most likely create it inside a motion page. And it's almost like a video editor. It's the weirdest, man, craziest thing. I agree. Competition does keep everybody honest. Hopefully, all this competition with Bricks and Breakdance and Oxygen, and even the things Elementor's doing, are pushing Divi to get to that 5.0 release where they hopefully are going to be, like they said, redoing all the code and building the foundation of Divi on a more modern back end so that we can take Divi to the next level. I'll always love it. I mean, it's definitely like the Apple of page builders. They make it so easy to use. I just find so many glitches in it these days. Ooh, man, you got me hungry, David. Come on, man. You know, Divi's just gotten a little bit glitchy with some of the things they've added. I love the teams. I love the global, the Divi Cloud, whatever they're calling. I think it's Divi Cloud. All those are awesome, like super, super duper great. But when the global presets don't work well, when your colors for global presets don't work very well, that's tough, right? I mean, it makes it hard. It adds challenges into the workflow, and I'm just not seeing that here. Like Bricks Builder, for what it has, is rock solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and keeping on, get back into this. I'm gonna continue to build this site while my wife dies. I don't know if y'all can hear that. She has been sick, coughing like crazy. Right. Go in here. Ironically, as I say that, I was gonna say we get a little glitch, which is weird. All right. So do that, and then I'm gonna add in a button. And this button, I'm going to make a secondary button. Yeah, that works. And then we'll put a little bit of space underneath. Maybe I meant for, yeah, that one. Cool. All right. And I've got this next one. I'm gonna recreate this section here. I'm just gonna duplicate it, drag that down. So now I'm similar. I guess I need to bring this over, but what I'm doing here is recreating this page. So I've got the header section that matches. I'm gonna recreate this section, which we started, got the structure here. I'm gonna add this in, that'll live here. And then below that, I've got another one of these. So that structure's there. And then I'll more than likely just recreate this one. I'll duplicate that as well. Drop it down here. So that gives me this one. And then I've got to go in here and recreate this one. Good to see you, David. Appreciate it, man. Take care. Give me a shout sometime. Hopefully, man, I'd love to get back up to Tennessee. I got to go back to Dollywood. That area is just absolutely stunningly beautiful, man. So I hope to see you soon. All right, so 2 more sections, and then this page will be complete. So I'm gonna get this one, do the 2 columns. What I'm gonna do actually is duplicate this, and then I'm gonna take this one, and I'm just gonna delete this. Let's see where we are. So we're in this column, so that's this container. I'm gonna delete this container, and below that container, is this one? No, down here. I've got the div. I'm gonna add a container. And then this container, I'm gonna make it 2 columns. Thanks, David, appreciate that. Yeah, give me some likes. I'm not, I appreciate the digital Buddha. All right, so I've got this template saved as well. So this bullet list, so I can add this, right? I can add that one right there, and it's its own column. So what I can do here is just delete another column. Once that one's gone, we've got 2 columns, and then I've got the bulleted list here, right? And that div inside of here, this becomes its own div. So if I duplicate this, the container, I guess I'd have to change this over. So flex and then make it vertical, and then they stack. All right, so I have to do a little bit of changing up just to get this thing to make sure it's right. So I'll have to put a container inside of this container. And then I'll have to drop the divs inside of there. Once those are there, right, this main container, this one can go to the columns. So I've got the columns, I can put this container inside the column. It's a lot, I see a lot of layers, but let's see, column there, delete this column here, And go under here and check the width. Shouldn't be, there we go. We'll just have to change the styling on these and that's okay. Oh no, this container does need to be 100%. And then the columns inside of it each need to be 50. Once that's there, everything here, if it's set to flex, we should be able to go left, push them to the left. Now we got to work through some things. This is where things get fun. All right, so we've got the two columns. Those are separated just fine. This container needs to be 100% of the column. Got it. We should be able to vertically align them. It's weird that they're not over to the left. May have something to do with these. Everything in the center. Got it. There we go. There we go. So we got everything here, and we could shrink this whole thing in if we wanted. I'm glad David was watching the likes, because I sure haven't been. 5 views, 2 likes. There we go. And I'm not here for that, although it's nice. I appreciate the support for sure. But I'm definitely here just to work, to show this thing off, and to hopefully create a great looking site and show you something along the way. Maybe you'll learn a little something. All right, so rows, we're going to separate these, put 10 gap as well. I guess that needs to be here. Yeah. So we've got our list over here on the side that we're trying to recreate, which is here. It's just an icon and a top. So a couple things we can get rid of. If we go into our list, we can get rid of this rich text, delete that, go down to this next one, delete that one as well. And then what I can do is just, there were 3 in the first one, there's 3 in this other one, so I'm going to duplicate that one as well. Now we've got our 3 inside of this container, and just going to duplicate this container. That way we'll have 6 there, close this back up, and what we're going to do is move this container over to the second column. When we do that, now we've got one on the left and one on the right, and we can space and size this up as we need. What I would suggest doing is taking the entire container, which is this right here, and we can shrink the size in. So we can do a max width of, let's call it 800 pixels just to see. So that shrinks everything in. That makes it look really, really good. And then we'll just take the verbiage from the site, right? So 50-step web design process, and put that in here. So when we do that, goal-driven design, we'll come into this one. Long-term partnership, do the same thing. One-stop shop for your website. Right, ongoing maintenance. And site optimizations. All right, then we'll change the icon here. Go under icon, and we can change it. And it's nice that they've got so many different options here, right? So we can do any of these. You can go to regular, so you can get all of these. There's nothing for brands. You've got these other icons, so we could do, I really like this one. I think we could do something along those lines, right? So we'll copy, paste, paste. And we'll just go back and delete the other one. That's what I love about this. It's really, really quick. Man, Bricks Builder really is solid. And if you wanted, you could change the color of it. You know, we can make it green if we needed to. Blow this out here, go to the icon. And if you wanted to change the color, if you needed to change the color, you could. You can make it stand out. You can go pretty much anything you want. But I'm just going to keep it what it was. That way we're good here. And let's pull up. This had a background on it, but we're not going to put that on there just yet. So let's go back up the page. Got the content in there. Change, focus on your success. Drop more of the website content in here from the other side. Right, paste it plain text. Delete this button. Got an image there. Come back into this. Right, we're gonna change the background color on this guy. Under style, and then background. And then the last part would be recreating this, which I'm not gonna do exactly this way. If you were creating a used grid, yeah. For Flex, yeah, that's probably a good idea. That's what's cool about these platforms, but there's just so many different ways you can do it, and get very similar or the same result. But I do love Grid, man. Any chance I get, I do try and use it. But you're right, you could take this and do like a 4 grid and keep them lined up where everything is in a nice little perfect grid that matches with these as well. Or you could do it where it's, you know, partial here, and shrink those two in. Like you're right, there's so many different ways you can do this. All right, so website, coming back into this, the last little part is the testimonials. I'm gonna leave that out for now, but I am gonna throw a background image on here. Just honestly, I've not done it, and so I wanna play with it. Let's just drop this one in here. I don't know if they do an overlay. Let's see, background attachment, position, size, all that. So there's the overlay, okay. Trying to figure out, excuse me, I don't know how to overlay the background color. Background position, well, I like that they have custom in there, that's super nice. I'm gonna try this again. Yeah, probably use columns and div because you really didn't have much extra choice, huh? I know. I got super frustrated building inside of Divi, honestly, especially when I needed Flex or I needed some other option other than the structure that they have, because when you add Flex into like a section in Divi or even a column, and like a whole column container, but not the individual columns, it's really hard to keep it working in the visual builder. Like it continues to break. You go and you hover over a section, it just kind of freaks out, right? Like it'll jump spots because it's not natively built into the builder, so the builder doesn't really know how to handle it. It's it's been a weird experience for me for sure. All right, so we're gonna do some research here because, you know, this is live and it's off the cuff. So Bricks Builder. Oh hey, look, I'm live. Bricks Builder. Background color overlay. Let's see how we do this.
SEO. What if you could do it?
Yeah, honestly, man, the more that I've continued down the road of building client websites, the less and less I've enjoyed using Divi, and I think that might be as it grows. Um, oh, nice. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. So that account that or that channel that I showed you earlier, designed by Kraka, he uses ACSS a lot as well. So gradient overlay. I guess we've already got the. Let's see. We're doing it here for. Must have already been watching this one at some point. That's pretty ironic. Wish they'd go into the section. Let's look at this and see. Seems like it should be way easy. All right, we're gonna jump back in here. This has got to be super easy, right? The CSS selector. I mean, it's got to be working with this one, but why would set background color not work? Background color. Let me see if the overlay goes away. Oh, it doesn't work like that with the color for some reason. Strange. It's got to be a really easy solution. Apply to text. Okay. It's kind of cool you can do that with the text. That's really easy. Cool tweaks. Okay. Bricksbuilder.io. Let's go to the official documentation because that's always. Oh. Gotta put in the right site. Let's go to documentation or look at overlays. Oh, ironically, I think this was the same video we were just looking at. That's pretty funny. Target a specific HTML element or HTML within an element. Add at least 2 colors of C. Okay, maybe that's the problem. I don't think I added in 2 colors. So let's do a black, and then let's do black. But we're going to take it down here, go back into the first one. Still no go. Which is very strange. I don't think you can target the class, or the ID rather. Jeez. No. Well, hell. There's got to be another way to do this. Got to be an easy way. Background, color overlay, and bricks builder. Oh, there's a bug and an issue. How about that? Content, background color, overlay. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. I don't think so, but This is an interesting one. I'm stumped. Could work around it and do CSS, but there's got to be an easy way to do this in the UI. Might have to I might have to look up ACSS. Might be the only way to fix this. It seems like it would be insanely easy. It's very weird to run into run into an issue and hit a brick wall on something that really should be incredibly simple. Well, I guess if you select overlay instead of background, well, that's kind of weird, but I get it, I guess. Not really, but sort of. I don't know. Knew it would be easy, but I guess that's the difference. If you hit background, it doesn't actually overlay the background, but overlay will overlay the background image. There we go. Great success. Wonder how we actually change the blend, though. If there's an easy way. Yeah, there might not be a blend mode. Probably attached there with the CSS filters, but either way, we get the general look of what I was going for. Something sort of similar, a different background obviously, but something close to what we had before. So we'll go ahead and save that and jump out to the front end. Excuse me. View the page. Make sure we got rid of all the extra code from the old builder, and then, oh, didn't drop the image in here, but you know, we've got a little bit of styling to do, but overall, well, a lot of bit of styling to do, a lot of extra images to add on, but it was pretty quick to recreate that page, and I'm gonna keep on building the site. I'm gonna keep working through this because my end goal is to, number one, get really, really efficient with bricks. Number two behind that is to learn Motion Page so that I can do some pretty wild animations on these sites. That are not limited to what just comes with the theme or with that platform. And then the third one is to scale this business like a mofo. Is to really build up some incredible clientele this year, to build some really solid sites, to create some partnerships with people, whether it means pooling resources, doing projects together with other people as well, and I want to bring in a couple of contractors to work directly with Redefine Creative. People who are experts in design. I want someone who is really, really good with builds, and then I'm gonna handle all of the sales, all the client management, all of that stuff. So that's kind of the goals for the business for the year. And I think bricks is really gonna be the backbone of it. Obviously, you never know what's gonna come out. Divi might come out with something just, the 5.0 might be mind-blowing. Who knows? But if you're watching, it looks like we got a couple people in here. If you popped in, you haven't given a like. Love it if you like the video. There's tons of content behind what this was. I've been going for a little while here now, but I think I'm gonna hop off. Close to 50 minutes now. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I may come back here, so if you not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. You'll know when I go back live. And I'm going to keep on keeping on. I really want to get to the end of recreating what is the current Redefined website, or Redefined Creative website inside of Bricks Builder, and just continue to explore what it has to offer and figure out really, really efficient ways to add in Bricks extras.